what we decided with the AMA is actually, let me call you Dink from now on, because you have two names and people confuse you. But let's just use the name Dink as your from now on as your one and only name for the AMAs. So how the AMA will go is that we will first you will first be describing uh, talking about a little bit about the project, the comic series, what we have in the planned in the future, how to go the NFTs, and the different the approach we take when we are publishing this comic, and later on we are going to invite your friend Tyler. Uh, to describe in detail the story, uh, give us more information, and we will introduce him. And after that, I will talk a little bit uh, about the aspects, what we are planning, what kind of features we are planning for the marketplace, and different the projects. What is coming for the project, what we are planning to do, what we will be doing, implementing, and then we'll be answering the questions. So this is the structure of the AMA. We have decided to go this way. I have invited quite a bit of people. Maybe some of them will join us, so we'll have a more crowded voice chat. But right now, as it is, we are going to record and publish it on the YouTube for other for users who missed this EMA to view. Okay, so let's get back to you, Onur. So describe us about the comic series, what's coming next. Give us a little bit of information about uh, this this series, and what is going to happen with it, what's going to come out of it. So back to you.
Okay, thanks, Savas. First of all, I don't want to give a lot of information about the storyline, other stuff, because I think Tyler could provide those as well. But I will try to explain the regularity and other aspects of the comic series, which is this will be a format for mobile phones, for digital media. I mean, for a new type of comic, which you have to think of it like this will be a lot easier to be read from, as I said, mobile phones and tablets and from your PC. And I guess this month is the busiest, will be our busiest month, because what we are planning to do is to at least create and publish the first episode on August. Yeah, so I guess a lot of job is waiting for me to draw those stuff. And once we publish the first episode, of course, it will come, and it will be published regularly. Probably, I mean, I cannot estimate how this regularity will be. I mean, we cannot do it weekly, but I suppose we can do 2 episodes per month. Yeah. Of course, this the whole story, the whole thing is taking place in a crypto world as well, which is the fun part of it. And as we have talked before on the previous AMA, the I'm sorry, my cat is bothering me right now. Anyway, the the storyline has some realities from the crypto world itself as well. I mean, it will be a fantasy. It will be a fantastic world, maybe a fictional world. But come on, boy, shut up. Okay, it will be, as I said, a fantastic world, but it will have some real stuff, which is from our world, some real things that we will be mentioning inside as well.
Yeah, so I'm the writer, Tyler Burnworth, for those of you who don't know me. Dink and I have worked in the past on a web comic called Spark in the Dark, which you can still find on the Webtoon platform. Excuse me, the Webtoon platform if you Google it. It was a lot of fun doing that project, and I learned a lot as a writer on that project and about working with comics and things like that. And so, what we have here for the tied into the cryptocurrency is we're going to have an ongoing comic series that's going to be based on the digital platform. So that's going to be available, like Dink said, on mobile devices, computers, things like that. And thematically, it's going to tie into the cryptocurrency Pink. And so there's a lot in the works with this ongoing story is going to start small and it's going to grow into its own thing, its own beast. And we're going to take it from the inception of a story with two characters, a brother and a sister, and the struggle that they face in this world called Kryptonia. And we're going to have the community, actually, the Pink community, provide us the name with the land around Kryptonia, this city that the brother and sister live in, which is another way that we're going to be very interactive with the Pink community. And the comic itself is going to tie into the NFT marketplace that Pink is launching. And there's going to be a lot of fan-driven content. And we're looking at a lot of fan interaction with the story. So there's a lot to look forward to here. Dink's artwork is incredible, and it's going to be top-notch for this new project. And I have a lot of twists and turns and very emotional, character-driven content planned for the comic. That's it kind of in rough form. So if anybody has any other questions or specifics they would like to know, please let me know.
Does anyone have any questions sort of after hearing Tyler and Dink and Savas so far? Did you guys want to talk at all about how the comic relates to the Pink coin for those people who maybe missed the first AMA or unsure how a comic and a coin are going to relate with one another?
I can give a small example of that if you want. Well, we will take some comic strips, comic illustrations, drawings, and we also plan to open a NFT market version point one, which we will be selling the NFTs, or maybe I don't know. It's still in discussion, but maybe airdropping to some Pink holders. As I said, it's still under some development and discussion. We will be providing some NFTs, collectibles from the comic itself. So, yeah.
So pulling illustrations from the actual comic, those will be minted into NFTs, and then the community has a chance to obtain them. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Perfect. Cool.
Yeah, so the NFTs are cutting edge. You know, they're a hot topic of discussion. If you're in the crypto world, I'm sure you've seen a lot of people talking about them. Most famously, the NFT for the first tweet ever sold for multi-million dollars. So these things can be pretty valuable. And that's what we're looking at doing here is tying in this comic series into that NFT world. And so that's pretty exciting for Pink holders themselves that's going to be an option down the road as this comic series develops and we start minting these panels into NFTs and things like that, that Pink holders are going to be eligible for that.
Yeah, and just one other thing to add, the as far as the utility of the Pink token, we're also looking at, providing like exclusive content. So beyond the NFTs, also exclusive content that will be possibly available, later after the series releases, that would be paid for with Pink. That's one of the utilities we're looking at.
Yeah, I think that's a very important thing to mention, because if anybody's used Webtoon or another subscription service for comic books, you know that you can get advanced episodes by purchasing coins, which are an in-app currency, but they have no value outside of that app. And Pink, obviously being a cryptocurrency, it will have value outside of the NFT marketplace. That's something that the utility there is something that's just not seen in any other platform right now, as far as comic books goes.
Yeah, once we get those comics out, we're going to be pulling in a lot of the the regular comic buyers into the crypto world. And I think just what Tyler said there, right? These in-app credits, let's say, that you can get in almost every game has them now, right? But the fact that these will actually have real value is something new. And I really think a lot of people, a lot of other companies are going to start doing this more. And we plan to be the first in the market, in the comic book market, to do this.
So Mindful One Design is trying to speak, but he's unable to. So if you have your mic left open at the moment, if you can just mute yourself when you're not speaking, so that way people who are trying to talk, hopefully maybe, will be able to get through.
Can I add something here that also our participants, actually, our team members have forgotten to mention that we are planning, because the comic series will have a land, will have its own universe that it takes place. That land will be sold. Will be available on the market. It won't be in the NFT format, but like some other projects are doing, the land of the map of the story, the land will be sold in parcels. So that's also one aspect of our system, of our market, that we will provide that as well. That I wanted to say this just in case it's forgotten.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I didn't actually know that that was even a possibility until we sort of discovered that you can sort of have this land with parcels that people can own. Like, there's so many really cool things I think that can be done with that. I've never ever really heard of that before, and I know that there are some implementations with other coins that are maybe, I don't know if it was even other coins that are doing it. I know that it's being done, but I'm not sure if other coins are or not. But I think that's a really brilliant thing, especially because that works in so well and it ties in so well to the comic book story, that there's this land, and sure, why not? Why shouldn't holders or others be able to purchase parcels of that? That's pretty cool.
Mic check.
One,
Yeah,
we hear you.
yeah,
Oh my
can hear you.
goodness. I've already forgot what my question was now, but I guess I'll elaborate on that. So basically, so someone will be able to buy like a whatever, say a gas station within the Etherverse or Etherland or whatever the end name is, correct? Is that how that's going to work as well?
Yeah, we haven't really talked about any names yet, but yeah.
Right. Whatever it's called, Gotham City or whatever it may be. Just making sure. Sorry, my Telegram is just whacked out.
Yeah, it may seem a little abstract and like there's not a lot of details right now, but that's just because we are leaning forward on this, and this is all still kind of in the fluid stages of development, but it is going fast, and the comic book stuff is going to start being finalized and coming out very shortly. And so the people that are in this AMA right now are kind of like the first ones that get this little sneak peek into what the developments are with this. And so within the next couple of weeks, we're going to start releasing comic book episodes on this digital platform. And we're going to roll into the NFT thing, and it's going to become a lot more clear. So everybody here right now is kind of getting that peek behind the curtain before everything is unveiled.
I have also mentioned in the main chat about people to follow our Instagram account, because I'm also planning to make some IG videos of our episodes as maybe readable, or you can watch them as some video format and publish them from our Instagram account with some carousel posts, and also IGTV posts with maybe 1 hour or 30 minutes long small videos with some soundtrack or other stuff. Yep.
Tyler, I have a
Yeah,
question
you
for
brought up
you.
All right,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead, Dream. You can go first, and then I'll talk after.
What I was just gonna say is for the people that weren't here last time, just to remind everybody, and also the people that will listen to this later. Marketing, right? Everybody has a question about marketing, and let's just reiterate, our marketing plan and how that starts with the
We're losing you, Dream. You're cutting in and out. We can't hear you, bud.
Oh, I thought it's just me.
No, did he leave? Maybe he left and he's gonna come back. I don't know. I don't even see him in here anymore. I guess I'll ask my question to Tyler. So I was one of the lucky few who got a chance to read a little bit of the draft of some of Tyler's writing, which was incredibly. It was very cool. It pulled me right in. And so Tyler, my question for you is where does your inspiration come from? Like, I would love to know, and I'm sure maybe other people want to know too, like a little bit more about you. How did you get into, comic writing? It's such a unique thing to be involved in, and you're really, really good at it. And I cannot wait until other people can read your work because it's super impressive.
Well, thanks for the compliments. Yeah, I have been interested in comics for a long time. Really, what got me into it was The Walking Dead. Pretty much anything that Robert Kirkman has done. That led me to Image Comics, and I've done forays into Marvel and DC and things like that. But I always come back to Image Comics because the combination of the stories, original stories, and the artwork is just top notch in my opinion. And I was thinking about writing a comic book, and that's when I started looking at the Webtoon platform with the digital comics, and they had that innovative vertical scroll. That was, first time I'd ever seen that, because comic books are traditionally books. You flip the page, it's like a left to right or right to left if you're into manga kind of thing. And so seeing that vertical scroll, I was just amazed at the capabilities of that new kind of platform. And one of the very first ones I saw was The Sanctuary, which was Dink's project that he had done, written and drawn it. And I just was amazed by it. That first open panel, I mean, you just scroll for probably like 10 seconds and you go all the way from the atmosphere, these, all the way down to under the sea, and you see all this architecture and then just this post-apocalyptic underwater world all in one continuous panel. And it just blew me away. And so I just contacted him on a whim, and I was like, hey, I'm a writer, you're an artist. I really like what you did with The Sanctuary. I have this idea, and I kind of pitched it to him, and he liked it. And so we joined forces to write Spark in the Dark, and we got 10 episodes of that out. And it was pretty well received. I think it had like a 9.25 out of 10 on Webtoon. It was my favorite project that I've ever worked on. I have a novel coming out at the end of this year, and I have a short story that's being published in an anthology later this year. But still to this day, Spark in the Dark is my favorite thing that I've done. I just love comics, and getting to work with a very talented artist just makes the process so much better. And I'm looking forward to what we're going to do with Crypto Force, is the tentative name for this comic book that we're doing. And I guess I could talk a little bit more about that, not to get long-winded here, but Crypto Force is what I'm calling this project right now. I already stated about the brother and the sister, and so the story is basically going to be cryptocurrency themed, where the world is kind of held under this government that they use shadow coins as the main currency, but all of the people don't have shadow coins. They have their own versions of their cryptocurrencies in their respective cities, and the conversion rate is ridiculous. Like, in order to get a loaf of bread, it takes 2 shadow coins, but when you go to work, you mine, say, I don't know, 1,000 coins a month of your local currency, and the conversion rate is you just worked an entire month to be able to afford 1 loaf of bread. And so there's a lot of corruption in the government, and then there's this, kind of like brewing uprising among the people of they want freedom, they want some equality, they don't like this overreaching over the top of them. And so the story starts off where the brother actually develops Pink Coin, which is the coin of the people. It's a coin of freedom, and this coin actually allows people access to areas of the city that they would normally have to pay shadow coins to get access to. And so they're no longer locked into their isolated little neighborhoods. They can start commingling with each other. And that's what brews the revolution, which becomes the story of the comic book. And the overriding story issue is that as soon as the brother develops this coin, he goes missing. And so the sister has to assemble a team and try to track down what happened to her brother. And embedded in the code of the Pink Coin that he made is a bunch of clues of where he's been, what happened to him, and also the keeping with the cryptocurrency theme. These characters are not going to have superpowers like your traditional Marvel or DC superheroes. They're going to have programs. It's going to be things embedded in this Pink Coin code that they're able to, sort of like the Matrix, like hack into this code and download these things and apply it to themselves and basically give themselves superpowers. And as they begin to understand more and more of the code, they're able to unlock more powers. And with the Pink Coin, access more areas and just open up the story. And it gets parabolic very quickly.
That sounds amazing, and I don't even understand. I mean, I do a little bit of kind of writing, sci-fi writing, and I mean, you came up with like all of this so brilliantly and in such a short amount of time in comparison to the years that I've been working on my book. So I'm super impressed with how your mind works. It's amazing, and I'm so excited to see the first kind of episode come out. It's pretty exciting, and I think once people see that, we've been talking about this, I think once people see that, they'll start to see the vision of the coin and where everything is going. So thank you for that. That was amazing.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about it, and I'm very excited for the finished product to start coming out there in the next couple of weeks, and people will see it and it'll start to resonate right away. It's going to be a very quick story, and people are going to be able to just tap right into it. It's accessible to everyone. It's the mass market appeal of a Marvel or a DC, but with the emotional impact of an Image comic. It's going to check boxes for everybody.
So does anyone have any questions for any of either Tyler or Dink or Savas or sorry, Pink before we continue? Do we have anything else we want to mention? Oh, I think we wanted to talk about Coin Sniper, right? We want to get some. We've been posting in the main chat. We're looking for some votes there to get listed there, and I believe we have to hit a certain amount, and we're not quite there yet. I can't remember exactly how many it is, but if you guys can vote for us on Coin Sniper, you can vote once a day. That would be a great help for us. So no questions. And Savas or Dink, was there anything else you guys wanted to talk about or a dream?
Yeah, I can add a small thing. Well, the crypto force and pink hashtags are great because I'm also planning and trying to how can I say, once we start our comic series, I will contact and start a campaign within my artist friends, within my network on Instagram, and a lot of artists will create fun arts for us, which we will reshare, retweet, and create a small hype for our comic series. I think it will be great. So we will be having a lot of other artists' fan arts to share on our accounts as well.
And what that'll do is basically like 100x our outreach to new potential holders, if not more.
Awesome. Well, I'll ask one more time if there's any questions, and I'm not sure we've got anything else to add. I know this was a shorter AMA than last time, but we gave you a bunch of new details, and Tyler sort of highlighted quite a bit of the stories that are to come, the great artwork that's to come. So I'll sort of throw it out there one more time for questions, or if anyone has anything else to add, and if not, we'll wrap it up, and we'll be back to give you guys another update next week.
I think I want to mention one thing here is that our friend Tyler mentioned that the shadow coin is the main coin in the system in the world, in this universe, but people will have their own coins. So this gives me the idea at some point in this project, after we start selling the NFTs of the coin, what we can do is we can have the people in the Telegram, people in our Telegram, to maybe come together and decide on a new coin to be launched in this universe. And if we get maybe 200 people, to 300 people to vote and to opt for this coin, to decide for this coin, then we can launch this. This could be an idea. I mean, then we can launch this coin, and this coin could be the additional one in our ecosystem. This is just an idea. I mean, this is just an idea. Maybe this could be an additional one in our ecosystem, and maybe it could take place also after the coin launches. That the people decide on that they want to add this coin to the story next to the shadow coin, like that. Then maybe it might be mentioned somewhere in the story as well. But right now, this is not for sure. This is not for certain. But I want to mention also one more thing I wanted to mention here is that we are going to be selling the NFTs of the comic series. That's I think that's mentioned. But we will start with like the version 1 of the platform. Yeah, these are the two things I wanted to state. We will be giving more information, and the land, the parceling and the selling of the land is one more thing, which was also mentioned. But just to repeat it, these are the things I wanted to add to the AMA. Thank you.
Well, thanks everyone for joining us, and we will see you guys next week. Thanks so much.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you, everybody, for stopping by.